Mazuma TV in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. On my way to go get it as always, man. I hope y'all doing the same on the road to 2K. We getting closer and closer to that 1,200 mark, man. So shout out to the Nation, shout out to the Mob for making it possible. Yo, go check out MazumaMerch.com, man. Get you a crew neck, get you a hoodie, get you a t-shirt, get you a coffee mug, get you a sticker. It's only like $7. You know what I'm saying? Support the brand. Much love to y'all, man. What I want to get into today is Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? Jake Paul just officially announced the fight date. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. And he's going up against a professional fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's going up against a professional fighter. I believe his name is Andre August. For some reason, I never heard of the dude before, in all honesty. From as far as I know, he's a cruiserweight. It's going to be a cruiserweight bout. They're going to be fighting in, I believe it's Florida, I believe. Somewhere in Florida. I want to say Orlando, not too sure. And they're supposed to be fighting, I believe, December 15th. So if my facts are off on that, I apologize, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, you get the point. They're going to be fighting. And it's against a legitimate opponent, man. A guy with a 10-1 record. And I believe he's on a 5-fight winning streak. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that the naysayers can't really go against. You know what I mean? A lot of people, including myself, have come on and said that Jake Paul has pretty much made a boxing career out of fighting MMA fighters, and that's absolutely true, and TikTokers as well. You know what I mean? He's fought Tyron Woodley, Nate Diaz, Anderson Silva, Ben Askren, and the list continues. You know what I mean? He's been looking to continue fighting MMA fighters like Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? He's looking for that fight as well. But as of right now, I'm sure he's trying to clear the stigma that that he's not a real boxer and that he only fights MMA guys. So he's in there with a guy with a legitimate professional record. Now, Andre August, I believe his name is. For some reason, I keep thinking of Andre Swift, the fucking Eagles player, because I have absolutely no idea who this dude is. But regardless, I've seen the dude fight. I've seen a couple clips of him. I've seen an old fight from, I believe, like 6 years ago. He could be a totally different fighter from then. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to sit here and making assumptions. But from what I saw, I'm not really impressed, man. You know what I mean? He doesn't really do anything that makes me think he's a legitimate threat to Jake Paul. It's great matchmaking on him and his team's part. You know what I mean? This is what a lot of people got to understand. A lot of these dudes out here may have great records. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of undefeated fighters in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? Just continuously fight guys that they could easily have the upper hand on. And when you look at Andre August's resume, it's not the best resume. You know what I'm saying? He had a few guys with some winning records. You know what I mean? But when you really look at those winning records, they didn't really fight anybody as well. So obviously, from what I see and me being experienced in the sport of boxing, his record is clearly padded. You know what I mean? He is extremely padded. Jake Paul is not the fastest fighter in the world. You know what I mean? But Andre August did it. He looked slow to me. He looked lethargic from that clip that I had saw, man. I might put it in the bio for y'all to go check out for yourself to know I ain't fronting. But I also seen that he had lost to a pretty much a journeyman. You know what I'm saying? He had gotten knocked out in, I believe, 2 rounds. And if I'm not mistaken, my mind might be a little foggy on this situation because I had looked at it like early yesterday morning. He fought a guy who was he lost to a guy who was like 3-3 from what I understand. His record has gotten even worse since then. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. Anything can happen in boxing. I'm not over here trying to call this dude Andre August a bum in any shape, form, or fashion. But I know that Jake Paul team knows exactly what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, they're trying to remove that stigma that he only faces MMA fighters, a low-tier competition. Like MMA fighters on their way out, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So they try to remove that stigma when they fight a 10-1 dude. However, that 10-1 dude is not really a 10-1 dude, if you understand what I'm saying. That dude is unproven. He hasn't went up against any top competition in the 11 fights that he's had. And I've seen guys with 7, 8 fights that have a way better resume, who have went up against more dangerous opponents and have accomplished or have more impressive accolades than Andre August. You know what I mean? So it just seems like they fighting a guy that they know is beatable, actually has a solid record. You know what I mean? And I've seen pros do it all the time. I've seen professional fighters be like, yo, like, this guy got a danger. He got a pretty good record, but he's trash. So if I beat him, it's going to look good on my resume. So this is exactly what it is. You know what I mean? Jake Paul understands the dude isn't nobody extremely skilled, because if so, he wouldn't look in that dude direction as of right now. He understands that the dude has a lot of holes in his game. He's unproven. He's not, he hasn't been in there with anybody on the level of a Jake Paul. So Jake Paul feels confident in taking this fight. That's the only reason why. From what I understand, Jake Paul, I don't know if has he fought since his loss to Tommy Fury. I think he's had one fight since then. I'm not even sure, bro. In all honesty, I can't even tell you. Like, no, he fought Nate Diaz. He beat Nate Diaz. All right, cool. So he's trying to make sure that he maintains that winning streak. And how he's going to do that? Going up against competition that he finds beatable, or guys that have a lot of lapses in their game. You know what I mean? So it's something that, and I'm not even really shitting on Jake Paul for this. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it is a professional fighter, and a lot of professionals do this. Like when they're building their record up, to make things look good, they'll fight a guy from like North Carolina or Delaware or anywhere that's not really known for boxing, and will fight these dudes that have impressive records, but they're not impressive fighters. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly how I see the situation, man. Jake Paul just smart matchmaking, man. Good management on his part. And while he's able to fight a guy with a good record that's actually low tier, you know what I'm saying, bottom of the totem pole type fighter, he simultaneously could say, well, I fought a pro fighter that had more fights than me, and he has more knockouts, and he could build him up to be this guy that he's really not. You know what I'm saying? But according to the stat sheet, he could make these type of claims. You know what I'm saying? So Jake Paul is fighting Andre August, December 15th. And it's a solid co-main event, man. Shadaysha Green versus Franchon Cruz Dezern. That's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Shadaysha Green, extremely explosive, strong, a lot of power. You know, Franchon Cruz Dezern, she's a dog. You know what I'm saying? She loves to fight. She likes to mix it up in there. She got a ton of heart. So that's going to be a hell of a fight, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Jake Paul going up against Andre August. Have y'all seen Andre August fight? What's your analysis of him? Do you think this is an actual risk for Jake Paul? Do you think that he has a legitimate chance? Is he a real fighter now that he's fighting a real professional fighter? Y'all let me know in the comments below. This is Mazuma TV. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob for tuning in. I'll holler at y'all, man. Peace.